Welcome into our first Celtics play-by-play broadcast. I'm Justin Lowe. Alongside with me, I have my co-host Rob. And yes, we're back. The Boston Celtics. Let's get into our starting lineups because the Celtics have some guys out. The Suns have some guys out. Celtics keep it at normal. Schroeder, Smart, Tatum, Horford, and Williams make up the front court. And as for the Phoenix Suns, they're sticking with Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, Mikal Bridges, old friend Jay Crowder, and JaVale McGee. Rob, these guys have some guys out just like the Boston Celtics as we, approach the tip-off. Let's take a look at the injury report for the Phoenix Suns because it is quite as long as the Boston Celtics, if not longer. Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Frank Kaminsky, Dario Saric, and old friend Abdel Nader. And for the Boston Celtics, Jaylen Brown missing his fifth straight ball game. Josh Richardson just got put on health and safety protocols, and Bruno Fernando missing his third straight game with some back soreness. Rob, why don't you take us through your keys to the game for tonight's matchup against the Suns, presented by Buzzsprout?
Yeah, well, as we get off the tip right here, control the boards. Celtics got a rebound. They've been getting out rebounded through these first three games. Along with, you got to get after it early, get onto an early start in the lead. Celtics have dug themselves into a hole too many times to start the season off and to finish it off. You find some unlikely scores here. You got Richardson and Brown out, two guys that are going to get you some good points. So those are my three keys to the game presented by Buzzsprout tonight.
This Celtics team has struggled so far on this road trip. This is the final game of a 5-game road trip. The Celtics are currently 1-3. The Phoenix Suns 20-4 start to the season as Jay Crowder bumps his way on Marcus Smart and gets to 2. Fantastic. They had an 18-game win streak. It was broken by the Golden State Warriors, who sit atop of the Eastern Conference. And the Boston Celtics, on the other hand, they're struggling big time. They find themselves at 500, 13-13. As Rob, couple of fakes. Horford, Tatum, 3. He needs it. He got it. Wow, huge 3-pointer for Jason Tatum. And that's very important for the Celtics early on, is they're going to need to keep the ball moving and get off to an early start. They have dug themselves into major holes against the Los Angeles Clippers, most notably just the other night. It fell in the hole by 21 as Mikal Bridges answers back with a corner 3 right in front of the Boston Celtics bench.
Yeah, and I think that's something the Celtics got to do defensively. They've been switching and getting kind of lazy, and I don't think that's something that they can keep doing here. If they're going to keep getting lazy on those picks coming up for when players are looking to shoot, we saw it with Horford last night. As Horford's going to go down and miss the easy layup there as the Suns get the rebound, they could find themselves in a hole early.
Shamet kicks it. Crowder, top of the key. Paul looking for the play call. Shamet sets the screen. Double screen by McGee. McGee rolls. Horford, can't get the steal, and McGee for 2. Quick 7-3 start for the Phoenix Suns. Just under 10 minutes to go. Phoenix a perfect 3 of 3 to start. Tatum goes under the screen to the bucket and the foul.
And one. Wow. Tatum's been huge to start off right here.
All 5 of the Celtics points, which we've seen Tatum go off in the first opening minutes as we've seen him score all 14 of Boston's points to start off against the Los Angeles Lakers. Beautiful coming off the screen.
Look at that Euro step, and I think that's something that Tatum's got to do here as the season continues. Is he's attacking the hoop and he's attacking with a purpose. If you listen into the pre-games or post-game shows, that's something I've stressed so much for Jason Tatum is to stay in attack mode. Too many times he's kind of settled up and really is, looked for a foul instead of taking it up strong as the Suns are going to come back down here. Crowder off the curl. Look at Crowder up.
Oh, that was a beautiful play.
Yeah.
High arcing shot. And Jay Crowder has been a very key, valuable piece for this Phoenix Suns team as they went on their finals run last year. Similar to a Marcus Smart-esque type player, get in your face, not afraid he won't back down. Been huge for them on the defensive end, but he can stretch the floor and shoot the ball as Tatum to the basket up and under.
Wow.
He's got all 8 of the Boston
coming out hot.
Oh, yeah. Mikal Bridges on the drive. Nearly turned the ball over. Schroeder, you can see him clap, a little frustrated that he didn't get the steal.
And you can see the Celtics are see that right there by Horford. That's what I'm talking about. That is the same exact play that teams are starting to kind of exploit on the Celtics right here. Is that pick and roll with Al Horford, and it's gotten them one too many times. I think as Tatum's going to pull up from the mid range and he's going to come up short. But I think that's something that if I'm Ime Udoka, you got to realize that teams are starting to pick defensively on Al Horford a little bit as he's a little bit on the slower side of things on that pick and roll. I think.
Yeah, and we noticed that a lot against that Clippers game was going under screens against Brandon Boston Jr., which rightfully so. You do, as a big man, you do go under those screens, but you got to come up, you got to stay up and get the hand in the face, try to distract the shot. As Phoenix is perfect here, 5 of 5. Shamit, a contested 3, ruins that shooting percentage as Schroeder gets the rebound, and he's off and running.
You got to push the pace. There he goes.
Ball goes out of bounds off Shamit's foot. It's going to be Celtics basketball. I mean, that's what you got to do right there is push the pace. Like you said, Robin, your key to the game, you got to keep it going here. And I really like that Schroeder pushing the pace there. And how explosive has he been so far for the Celtics?
Yeah, he's been huge for Boston. I mean, he's been especially with Brown missing some time as Tatum's going to pull up from mid again and rim it out again. You can tell that he's really looking for a shot. But, I think it's important for Schroeder to kind of keep up. He's been huge for us. Especially, like I said, with Brown out, he's kind of stepped up in that number 2 scoring option, and he's done a phenomenal job. As Crowder's going to get an open look at it and rim it out. Here comes Boston down the other way.
Schroeder throwing it down. Risky pass to Robert Williams. Takes it and gets fouled. Crowder does not agree with the foul. I'm not sure.
Smart in the corner there. I was looking for the kick out.
I was also. I mean, that was a dangerous pass. Good thinking, but a dangerous pass. And as you can see, Jay Crowder does not agree with it, and Rob will get himself to the free throw line for 2 shots. 7:45 left to go in the first quarter. The Phoenix Suns coming into this game 6-0 against the Eastern Conference with a 20-4 overall record. The Phoenix Suns, and I want to also mention that how big of an addition Chris Paul has been to this team. I mean, led them to the finals last year, and overall the Suns are 71-25 in the regular season with Chris Paul on their roster. And 71-25, that is just something unheard of as Jay Crowder looks to appear real frustrated as Rob goes 2 for 2 on the free throws and cuts this down to a 1-point game, 11-10.
Yeah, and I love the energies Boston coming out with right now. I think that offensively it looks really smooth as Paul's going to get with the mid-range and knock it down. 13-10 Suns lead here. But, I think the Celtics are coming out offensively very fluent. It's looking like they're getting the shots they want. As Schroeder drives, and that was a great drive by Schroeder. 13-12, Boston down by 1. Suns coming down the other way.
Paul looks to be aggressive, takes it, misses. Put back by JaVale McGee. Yeah, JaVale McGee is also one of my. He's been also JaVale McGee, a huge backup center for this Phoenix Suns team. Signed here as a free agent. Schroeder drives baseline and wild pass goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and that was one of my keys to the game here coming into this game is that you got to crash the glass. You got to rebound. You cannot let teams get second chance points. That's a momentum play, and the Suns capitalized on the Celtics' laziness right there. Here comes Paul down the other way. Suns, like you said, they've been red hot this year, Justin. And, I think that this win for Boston here tonight, I think this is a big test. Obviously, no Richardson, no Brown. Brown looking to come back as McGee puts up a wild shot. Looking to come back for the little homestand. They got a 5-game homestand after going out west 5 games. Is Horford going to bring it down, find Williams. Ball movement's good, finds an open Tatum. Tatum finishes at the rack. Tatum coming out hot and aggressive here. Jason Tatum has 10 of the Celtics' first 14 points, just kind of like we saw against the Lakers. Justin Tatum coming out hot early, and that is something that against a tough matchup here against Mikal Bridges, you love to see.
And again, the Celtics are going to have to be aggressive tonight. No DeAndre Ayton means that's a big force that they're missing down low. And I know I was just giving a lot of credit to JaVale McGee, but with all due respect, he's no DeAndre Ayton, and that's a big miss. As Tatum fakes a 3, takes it inside, drives. Suns want a double dribble, but he gets the bucket, and Monty Williams is upset and takes a timeout. Boston up 1, 16-15 after the first. I mean, Jason Tatum, we keep talking about him being aggressive, getting to the basket, drawing fouls, running on the fast break, everything that we asked Jason Tatum to do, we're getting so far here early in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Tatum's 12 of the Celtics' first 16 points. Tatum looks great, aggressive, and I love how he's attacking the hoop. He is making himself a threat, not only in the shooting. You know how great Tatum can be as a jump shooter, but he's a driving and he's finishing strong. And I think that's something that the Celtics would be so good at if Tatum can do that on a regular basis, Justin.
Let's talk about something while we're on our break, because there's some news that broke just recently before we started the broadcast, where this Ben Simmons saga continues. Per Adrian Wojnarowski, the 76ers has been gathering momentum towards a Ben Simmons trade. Reports claim that there could potentially be 2 to 3 teams involved in the trade, 2 to 3 other teams involved in this trade. We've heard that the Indiana Pacers are getting ready to rebuild and sell their players. Obviously, the Philadelphia 76ers are trying to push Simmons out if the deal the correct deal presents itself. The Celtics have not really been in any trade rumors, but we know a 13-13 start, same as last season. Changes were made at the deadline last year. There's potentially going to be changes at this year's deadline as well. What do we take from this Ben Simmons news, Rob?
I think it's something you got to look at if you're a Celtics fan here. I think that, especially if there's multiple teams looking to make moves, I think the Celtics could jump on that and be one of the guys to get in on this Simmons little saga here. You know, I'm a guy that would love to have Ben Simmons on the Celtics for the right price. I obviously know Jalen Brown, no Tatum. I would, don't want to move them. But, if you're looking at the Pacers, they got some guys that, Sabonis is a guy you could consider a top 25 player, which is something that, the Sixers are looking for. So, I think there is some opportunity here for the Celtics to kind of squeeze in, make a move for either Simmons or LeVert or Sabonis, someone that could really make a difference. However, also you got to realize Celtics played 14 games here without their second best player in Jalen Brown. Obviously not trying to make excuses, but you got to look at that when you're moving closer to the deadline if you're Brad Stevens, if you want to become a seller or a buyer.
I would love a Ben Simmons-esque type player on this ball team. Again, if it is for the right price, I'm definitely not opposed to that. And I think it's a huge win if you keep Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum and get Ben Simmons in there at the same time. I don't know if Brad Stevens is as cruel enough to trade Al Horford back to Philadelphia. I mean, Horford was begging to come play, get out of Philadelphia, even though he got the bank there and he came back home to Boston. But it's going to be interesting. And I do think I have a lot of trust in Brad Stevens. And I think that he's going to make the right moves. And I think that, hey, who knows what this is? I could very much potentially see the Celtics being involved, being a third team involved in this Ben Simmons saga, whether we get some guys from Philly or we get some guys from, obviously, the Indiana Pacers. Anyway, Celtics and Suns back first quarter, just under 6 minutes to go here. Chris Paul pass Bridges on the drive, and he gets whistled for a travel.
Great defense here, I think, by the Celtics to start things off. I think that they've looked pretty solid on their rotations. As you see, they forced Bridges into a travel. I'm interested to see that, Udoka's going Nesmith here. I expect if Langford's active. Let's see. The Celtics are going with. Oh, Langford's, yeah. So the Celtics are going Schroeder, Nesmith, Langford, Williams, and Horford here. Obviously, Brown and Richardson. Schroeder's going to drive here.
I haven't seen so much of the season, mostly these five. But Horford backing down, takes it, missed, rebound taken down by Jay Crowder, quickly gets it to Chris Paul, and the Phoenix Suns are running down the court. Mikal on the drive, kicks out, 3-pointer. I believe that was miss. Nesmith hustle play, but stepped out of bounds, saving the basketball. And, he did step out of bounds, and Phoenix will regain possession, but those are the types of play you like to see from a guy like Aaron Nesmith, his first touch of the ball game.
Absolutely. Nesmith has always been that guy in his career that, when his shot's not falling, he's never lacking on the hustle aspect, and love to see that. Here come the Suns down the other end. So the Celtics got to get a stop here. I think so. Look at that. Phoenix started 5 for 5 shooting on the floor. Celtics kind of strapped them down. Since then, 2 for 9 shooting. Obviously, no Booker, no Ayton, 2
Cameron Johnson gets called for a travel. That's the second straight travel call for the Phoenix Suns. Celtics defense are putting the Phoenix Suns in shambles, Rob. Like you said, they're 2 of 9 in their last 11 shots.
Yeah, that's big, especially, like I said, no Jalen Brown. That's a lot of scoring that you're missing out. Celtics are going to have to win this game on the defense side of the basketball first.
Schroeder. Williams, high pick and roll game. Schroeder thought about the deep three, gets Johnson in the mismatch, takes a mid-range shot, and absolutely drills it.
That's a big
Dennis
shot.
Schroeder and Cameron Payne. That's a matchup that I'd like you guys to see. Keep an eye on is Jalen Smith trying his luck. DP missed, rebound taken by Langford, and that's also something. DeAndre Ayton can't stretch the floor, neither can JaVale McGee. Jalen Smith comes in here, and Horford's going to have his hands full.
Yeah, let's see if we can abuse this matchup a little bit on Smith here. A little younger guy, hasn't really have much experience.
Langford, get him in the drive. Got it. Langford looking for the foul, and he got hit pretty hard. Cameron Payne has also been a big-time bench star, I should say. What a steal. Right in the hands. Again, just getting back to Cameron Payne real quick, as Nesmith made that hustle play. Cameron Payne was a huge reason as to why they went on the run they did. He came up huge in the Clippers series, and Grant Williams gets whistled for an offensive foul. And right on cue, it's Cameron Payne drawing the foul. And those are the types of plays he does. He gets in players' heads. He was a guy who was once looking for a spot on an NBA roster, and he looks like he found his home here in Phoenix.
Yeah, I think he's been I'd love to have a guy like Cameron Payne on the Celtics. He's got a rare breed to come by. He was given another chance. He was on Chicago for a little bit, got dropped by Chicago, couldn't really find himself at home. Came up finding Phoenix, and man, oh man, was he huge last year in their playoff run. Both not just on offense but on defense too. Made some great winning plays, and I think that is something that really benefits Phoenix is really any team is to have a guy like Cameron Payne that kind of is just going to give you that grit about him. And there's Payne knocks down a three right there, ties the game up at 20. Payne, like I said, that he's a guy that makes just winning plays and big clutch plays down the stretch for your team.
Schroeder, ball was in the lane, brings it back out. Horford, back to Schroeder, a little two-man game, drives on Paul and gets rejected, and it goes off Schroeder out of bounds. Huge play by Chris Paul, where Chris Paul and Dennis Schroeder were the two guys who turned that Oklahoma City team around in the year of the bubble. And now, obviously, two opponents here tonight on ESPN.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that Schroeder's got to realize that's a tough defensive matchup for him. I would love to see Schroeder try to get someone else involved here. Maybe get Nesmith open, look for Grant in the corner, and try to use his playmaking more so than his scoring ability. As Cam Johnson's going to come up short there from a deep two.
Schroeder gets a screen by his old teammate Horford. Horford fakes it, takes it to the basket for two. Huge
Great
aggressive.
drive.
I mean, you don't see many 35-year-olds doing that. Aaron Nesmith intercepts the ball and quickly gets it to Schroeder. Celtics have numbers. To Horford, takes a three. Back rims it in the rebound to Jalen Smith. Great sequence there from the Celtics, just didn't hit the shot. Maybe not the best shot. Romeo Langford appeared open in the corner, but Payne on the drive. Back to Jalen Smith. Smith, corner. Johnson, little two-man game, sets the screen. Johnson, Payne, fakes it. Got Grant Williams off his feet.
Miss. You got to get that rebound. That's going our way. And look at that laziness by Horford there. Obviously, I get it. He's played all of the first quarter, but you got to get that box out. The fact that Smith was able to get a hands on the ball there is something that you got to be. If I'm Udoka, you call a timeout right away. You cannot be happy with that effort right there.
Celtics up by 2 at the timeout.
They're looking good so far. How's it going, everyone in the stream? Welcome in. First little play-by-play we're doing here. Obviously, we'd love to show you guys the game, but yeah, unfortunately, you run into some legal issues. If you do that, we're doing our best to give you guys some Celtics content, covering it in many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Justin getting a little timeout snack going.
Getting a little granola bar going.
So let's take a look at the next 5 games here in this timeout. So the Celtics come at home. They have a little 4-day break or 3-day break. 3-day break before their next matchup.
They're gonna need it too.
Yeah, they're gonna need it. Obviously, that'll be great for Brown. Hopefully, get Richardson kind of out of protocols. I don't know if he's positive or contact trace. The Celtics head back home Monday the 13th to play Milwaukee, and it does not get easier after that, Celtics fans. The Celtics then 4 days later, Friday the 17th, plays Golden State at home. They finish it off with a matchup against the Knicks, Sixers, and Cavs, and then obviously that Christmas Day matchup against Milwaukee on the road. So the next 6 games, 6 big ones. Justin, what are you expecting out of the Celtics team? Hopefully, we'll have Brown back for all of them.
Well, I just want to say, we see teams like the Warriors and the Bucks and the Sixers coming up, but don't overlook that Cleveland Cavaliers matchup because they're rolling right now. They're 15-12. They sit above the Boston Celtics in the standings at the moment. Celtics already had played 2 games against them. One of them went right down the stretch. I think both of them went right down the stretch. If I'm not wrong. So don't overlook teams coming up. Don't take any team for granted. This is overall a very tough month of December that we're currently in. Celtics so far are started off very cold, 1-3. They didn't play bad against the Utah Jazz. I don't think they played awful. Obviously, you're not going to win a game when your opponent's making 27 threes. They played phenomenal. I think, in my opinion, one of their better all-around games all season against the Trailblazers. And then just came out of the second half. Celtics actually didn't start off too bad against the Lakers. It was their second half where they absolutely got smoked. And obviously, the first half, you fall behind to 21 to the Los Angeles Clippers without a Kawhi Leonard and a Paul George, Serge Ibaka, DMP, coach's decision. And, you drop a game where you were down by as much as 21, and Brandon Boston Jr. scored 27 points. So, Celtics can't overlook opponents, and it's like I said, schedule does not get easier for the Boston Celtics coming up.
Yeah, no, and I don't want to. It's tough to say where the Celtics are at right now, especially because Brown's been out for so long. So I think the Celtics fans kind of got to take a step back. Give it 10 games, 15 games to see how we do with Brown. Celtics, still early. December doesn't help. So see what they can do. See what can happen here as the Celtics looking to start this end this first quarter out strong here.
Celtics going with Smart, Williams, Tatum, Langford, as well as Aaron Nesmith to play the final 2 minutes of the first quarter. They lead 22-20. Tatum on the spin to the basket, high off the glass, miss. Rebound tapped around, and Elfrid Payton, the backup point guard for the Phoenix Suns, takes possession. Cameron Johnson, JaVale McGee fighting with Marcus Smart down low in the post. Payne can't handle the pass. Payne gets the screen from McGee. Oh, the 3-pointer way off.
I don't know who number 12 is.
Tatum, looking to be aggressive. Spins in the lane, kicks it out. Smart, thought about the 3. Instead, dribble move. Oh, pushes off Payton and whoa.
See,
off the other side of the backboard.
I love how Smart passed up that 3. I don't love the second shot he took, but I do like the awareness to pass up that 3.
Cameron Payne with the floater, and we're tied at 22 apiece, under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Tatum, top of the key, looking 2-man game. Williams takes the 3, misses it. Ball goes out of bounds. Late push by Aaron Nesmith in the corner, but unable to save it.
I like Tatum's aggressive-ness here. He's driving. He's looking to get buckets from all levels of the court, and I think that's really important here to start off because those shots will fall if you can get the closer shots going.
Phoenix, if they play their strings right, shoot around 33, 32, they can get a 2-for-1 opportunity. Cameron Johnson gets freed up on the screen and hits the top of the key 3. Good screen there by JaVale McGee, off-ball screen, and freed up Cameron Johnson at the top of the key, who has also been a huge bench factor for this Phoenix Suns team. Celtics
he's been
down
great.
3. Yeah, he has been very good for this team. Very underrated.
Celtics looking to get one more shot here with a right. Oh, what was
Williams.
That? Williams pulls
an 18-footer and he hit it. Wow. Boy, and that was a little
unscripted. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, assist by JaVale McGee. I threw it right on JaVale McGee's back and hit the jump shots. Final 7 seconds of the quarter. Nesmith, I believe there was a foul to give. Payne tried to go up with the shot, and they're going to say it was on the floor. Good foul there by Aaron Nesmith. Okay, I thought they were lining up for free throws. Johnson to inbound, 7.3 to go in the first quarter. Celtics trailing by 1, 25-24. Payne, corner three, drives, floater high off the glass, missed. The ball goes loose, and that's how we end the first quarter. Celtics, we're in a good one here in the first quarter. Jason Tatum scores 12 of Boston's 24 points, 25-24 after one.
That was a good quarter. How that went. Obviously, I think Celtics did miss a couple opportunities. Schroeder kind of went sloppy with the ball. Overall, though, I think that's a quarter that if I'm the Celtics, you're playing Phoenix on the road, you're only down one after one. Just, got to keep it strong.
Making graphics, by the way. People at home wondering why I'm looking down. Not a terrible quarter at all by Boston.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Started off a little slow, 8-3, but came back from that little 5-point deficit early on, and
I'm happy with Tatum and how Tatum's looked. I'm looking at some of the highlights right here, and I like the aggressiveness. We haven't seen a lot of that this season, I don't think, in my opinion. What's going on, everyone? Like I said, Jason Tatum leads all scorers with 12. Put your thoughts, opinions, if you guys are watching the game on your TV, and just have us kind of going in the background instead of Mike and Scal. Personally, I'd recommend that. I think we're a great listen. Let me know what you guys got to say. What thoughts, opinions, some questions you got here. We got a long first quarter. Got some time to buy. Let us know what you guys are thinking here. The Celtics trail 1 after 1 against the Phoenix Suns on the road.
I mean, look, you absolutely, I'm not saying blow them out, but you absolutely have to take advantage of this game where you don't see Devin Booker and you don't see a DeAndre Ayton, because they also have guys like Frank Kaminsky, Dario Saric, and Abdel Nader who can shoot lights out, all three of them. You have to take advantage of this, especially you coming off of a embarrassing loss to a team who didn't have their two basically franchise players in Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. So this is a huge game for the Celtics. And hey, yeah, if they win, they're still 2-3. They finished the road trip under 500, but you got to go home with a huge win, at least for your mentality. Like you said, a 2 to 3 day break on the way home. Give Jaylen Brown, Josh Richardson some more time to rest.
So I just want to say something really quick. Obviously, game starting back up here as Suns taking it down. My point, I've been saying this all year, is the Celtics taking advantages of opportunities. The Celtics played a game against the Clippers without their 2 star players on the road, right? A gift that they had, right? Almost we thought was a freebie. Celtics also thought that, and it got completely, completely just dominated, I'd say, on the first half of that game. If the Celtics were to come in and win that game, the Celtics would be playing the Bucks Monday night in a battle for that 3 seed.
I mean,
so that just shows you. Yeah, that shows you how close this Eastern Conference is, and there's no room for error.
JaVale McGee on the putback tap, and I said this to you before the show tonight. As Smart nearly banked home a mid-range shot. I said this to you before the show tonight. This Milwaukee game coming up is going to be huge. The Celtics already have a game on the Milwaukee Bucks. I do not care if the Boston Celtics, or the Milwaukee Bucks didn't have Giannis or Middleton or Brook Lopez in that first game. You know why? because at the end of the day, it was a huge win for the Celtics. It doesn't define it. It still defines the season series. They're still up 1-0 in the season series. So it's something you're going to have to live with. And you want to go up 2-0 against the Milwaukee Bucks in the season series. That'll come huge in the, obviously, when it comes down to the play-in and playoff tournament and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a close one. We said it all, we've said it recently that all season the East is going to be a dogfight as Cantor gets a beautiful tip in, or Freedom. It's still getting used to that. And as Cantor Freedom, he's been great for us stepping up, I think, recently.
Very, very well. Payne. Johnson back to Payne. Top of the key. JaVale McGee, a 3. Oh, it goes! JaVale McGee shuts my mouth in the first quarter. I said JaVale McGee will not be stretching the floor tonight. And he shut me up right there. Top of the key 3. Watch out for a potential Ennis Freedom 3-pointer. As Tatum, couple of dribble moves, crossover, takes the 3, misses it.
See now, this is what I let's not settle here. I get it. You got 12 points. You're feeling hot, but let's try to get some easy buckets here. JaVale's going to drive no good. Rebound.
Oh, wow.
No good again and tips it back up and in. That goes back to my point. You got to control the glass here.
Celtics coming out flat here in the second quarter, trailing by 6. Smart. Oh, gets the ball stripped from him. He dives for it and then passes it to Grant Williams. Timeout already taken. Oh, no timeout. JaVale McGee just to the bench. Everyone got up. Oh, yeah. Okay. There is a timeout. Timeout on the floor. You're muted.
It comes out. You got to get a better shot than a pull-up 3. I get it. Like I said, you're feeling good. You're shooting 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Outside of those threes, he's shooting 4 for 7 from the 2. Go get some layups, get fouls. You're going to get a good whistle tonight against the Suns for sure.
7-2 start here for the Milwaukee for the Phoenix Suns to start the second quarter. Something you don't want to see is JaVale McGee step behind the 3-point line and start a run for the Phoenix Suns. That is something you really don't want to see. It's something you don't see often, but when you see it, it ain't pretty.
Not at all.
That happened in a game recently too. Somebody who doesn't hit threes hit a 3, and it was going to be a long night, long night.
Ian says, how does JaVale McGee hit a 3? What's up, Ian? I couldn't tell you. And if you are listening, make sure to tune into the post-game show. Celtic, we do have a pre- and post-game show, as you guys probably know. So tune into that. That is directly after the final buzzer sounds in this game. We will head over. And on the same channel, we'll end it and start up the post-game show. It's a great show. It's a lot of fun, so make sure to go in and check that out. Also, if you're trying to watch the game, come back over here, Celtics Talk Weekly, for the live show. We don't know how many of these we're going to do. What are you thinking? Justin, we're looking at the schedule. We got some big games coming up. Hopefully we can get some.
Yeah, totally. I'm sure there's games that we're going to circle, and there might be games where we might, think like, okay, well, we might not do this, but then, come the day, we might, want to do it. And something that we've wanted to do for quite a while, and definitely not perfect at it, but this is we figure this is a good game. It's a late game, we this stuff we can practice and work on and learn from it, and come out better next stream. And that's kind of what this is. And we're just having fun and chill and a little play-by-play, a little analysis, and somewhat professional, but also somewhat amateur, and just having some fun. And JaVale McGee, they're showing JaVale McGee highlights here. And, rightfully so, he has been phenomenal for this Phoenix Suns team. I stressed it earlier in the stream. This isn't a tonight thing for JaVale McGee. He's been a huge piece to them so far, to their 20-4 start. 10 minutes, 11 points, 5 of 9 from the field, 9 rebounds. I mean, that's 11 and 9 in the first 10 minutes of the game. that's my career numbers as the Celtics start off after the timeout in a full court press. Marcus Smart steals the ball from Cameron Payne, and he takes it to the basket, and he missed, and the tap in by Romeo Langford, the trailer, is good. Celtics cut the lead down to 4, 32-28. Cameron Payne thrown it up to JaVale McGee, is broken up by Grant Williams. Freedom ahead. Tatum gets to take it away. Cameron Johnson. Cameron Payne, 3. Missed. Rebound by Ennis Freedom, and the Celtics get it quickly up to Smart. Langford, corner 3. Grant Williams, that's his shot. He missed. Rebound Ennis Freedom. Puts it back up, and he traveled. They called a travel. It went in, and they called a travel. And Ennis Freedom is not happy, and that's Boston's 5th turnover tonight to match Phoenix's 5th turnover tonight. Jay Crowder gets it to Cameron Payne. Cameron Payne on the play call. Mikal Bridges looking to check in next whistle. High post, JaVale McGee catch. Crowder. Three-pointer is rejected. And Tatum comes out with it. High screen set by Freedom. Tatum on the drive. Thought he got bumped. And the ball was taken away from him quickly up the court. Landry Shamet to the basket. Miss. Rebound by Langford. This has been a hectic few possessions for each of the two teams. Very sloppy. Langford. Corner. Tatum. Trying to do work on Crowder. Gets a free throw line screen from Freedom and hits the 15-foot jump shot. Celtics cut the lead down to 2, 32-30. Cameron Payne quickly getting it up, highly pressured by Romeo Langford. Payne, pass, picked off by Tatum, and Tatum's running. Oh, they call a foul. And Cameron Payne is down, working on his shoulders. Teammate JaVale McGee, as he is really bothered by that left shoulder. Aaron Nesmith getting set to check back in. Dennis Schroeder as well as Chris Paul and Mikal Bridges check in for the Phoenix Suns. Chris Paul off to a relatively, mid-start, 2 points, 3 assists. As Tatum, Smart, and Freedom.
Are we good here on the audio side of things? Can you hear me?
Yes. Why were you talking?
I was talking, and then it was not coming through.
I just thought you were letting me go. I mean, that was a hectic. Celtics nearly go for a 5-man switch. Oh, no, they just went 3-man. Horford was walking back to the bench. So Schroeder, Nesmith, Horford, Grant Williams, and Langford is high arcing shot off the glass by Nesmith. Does not go. And Suns waste no time, get the ball up the court.
Oh, how are you going to call that?
Call a foul on, I believe, Horford. With the push. 7:37 to go here in the second quarter. 32-30. Phoenix has the early 2-point lead. Paul inbounds it. Oh, Landry Shamet backdoor gets the dunk, and Udoka is very, very upset. And he walked onto the
defensive
court.
Breakdown.
Is there going to be a timeout, or is he just that mad?
Yelling.
There is going to be a timeout, and Grant Williams and Udoka had a couple words for each other. As Landry Shamet cuts wide open back door. That was a total defensive miss, and I believe there was a foul on Aaron Nesmith as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Nesmith was supposed to go over that. I think he was supposed to go under, but Udoka was not happy. Celtics only down 4 here, 34-30 with 7:36 left to play in the second quarter. However, Udoka quickly was fast to call a timeout, and it was really,
He walked right onto the court. He was not happy about that. I mean, that was one of the worst defensive lapses I think I've seen this season thus far. Luckily, it is a young season so far, only 26 games in, but that was brutal. So bad that we just got out of a timeout as well. So that has to be really bad. Udoka is really going to get on them. Check around the league a little bit. Some teams that we're watching here early on in the standings. Charlotte Hornets improved to 15-13 on the season. They got a 124-123 victory over the Sacramento Kings. The Indiana Pacers, who have now improved to 12-16, catching up a little bit in the standings tonight with a 106-93 win over the Dallas Mavericks. And The Atlanta Hawks fall down to 500, 13-13 with a 113-105 loss to the Brooklyn Nets. The New York Knicks fall to 12-14 with a 90-87 loss over the Raptors. The Bucks improved to 17-10 with a 123-114 win over the Rockets. And the Cleveland Cavaliers, they stomped the Minnesota Timberwolves 123-106, improving their record to 15-12. The Los Angeles Lakers getting themselves over 500, 14-13 with a 116-95 blowout win over the Oklahoma City Thunder. Rob, we kind of stressed this during the last timeout. This, we don't want to overlook opponents, but this Milwaukee games, at least, even standings wise, yes, 26 games in, we are paying attention to standings because, again, tiebreakers come into factor. How big is that game coming up?
It's a big one. Listen, I mean, every game this December is a big one. And especially when those Eastern Conference games are even huge or even bigger because, that's going to be going into these little division. Obviously, we got a game against the Knicks coming up. However, New York obviously sitting at the 12 spot. So you hope that would be a win. But, with that being said, games against the Hornets and games against Cleveland and games against Philly, those games are really, really big this year. They're must-win games because they're, obviously there is some space getting separated between the 9, 10, 8, 7 spot and first place. However, that's just 3 games between 10th and 3rd. So, one bad stretch of basketball like you've seen from the Celtics can push us from 5 to 10. And the Celtics really got to come in here just very, very, focused and take care of businesses. They're showing the replays. Williams and Udoka were pissed. But you can see at the end of that, Williams says, my fault, my fault, my fault.
Oh, boy. Yeah, and that's the thing about Udoka, where as Shamet completes the 3-point play, extending this lead out to 35-30. Udoka said, I'm not afraid to get on these guys. These guys can't be just soft and be pushed around, and somebody's got to get after them. Nesmith, corner 3 missed, rebound taken by Jalen Smith, who just checked back into the game. Crowder, Bridges on the drive, kicking it back out. Crowder, Shamet on the wing, takes an elbow jumper, and he drills it right over Aaron Nesmith, 37-30. Phoenix lead extends to 7.
Celtics looking kind of flat here offensively. I'd like to see them kind of attack the basket, maybe draw a foul, get a couple free points here.
Langford looking for something.
Oh,
takes to the basket, rejected by Jalen Smith. Nesmith comes out with it, gets it back to Langford. Langford looking to go back at Smith, kicks it. Langford traveled with it. Little happy feet there, got a little too excited.
Boston, this is where Udoka, I'd throw Smart and Tatum back in, get the starters back out there. You're down 7 here, 37-30 with a halfway left to go in the second quarter. You can't let this Celtics team tread by much more, especially with no Brown and Richardson here.
Paul Shamet, been very active this quarter. Back to Paul. Paul goes up with it, wants a foul on the shot, and Langford couldn't stay down and gets whistled for the foul. Celtics up to 7 turnovers. Slowly, their turnover count is slowly starting to go up, and so isn't the Phoenix Suns lead. It's Devin Booker missing his 4th straight game with the hamstring injury, same injury that Jaylen Brown has been out for 5 games. High arcing shot off the backboard is Mikal Bridges. This leads out to 9. 39-30. Schroeder on the drive, ball smacked out of bounds, and it's off of Schroeder's leg, and you see Jay Crowder clapping in Schroeder's face. This is something you don't want to see the Phoenix, and this is, God's helping the Celtics right now in the sense of no Devin Booker, because boy, would he light this team up right now. As Jalen Smith airmails a 3, corner 3 by Bridges is good, and that is something that
goes to my point. You got to rebound the basketball. Celtics down 12 now, and Udoka keeping this lineup in as you see Smart, the starters coming in a little 5 points too late. That goes back to my point. You don't wait around and let things get worse as they're already trending downwards. Celtics got to get a basket here.
A quick 10-0 run is broken right there by Dennis Schroeder and the foul. Huge play for the Celtics right there. Jalen Smith picks up the foul. Only 7 seconds remain on the shot clock, and Celtics catch a big time break there and a chance for a 3-point play and cut this lead down to single digits.
That's what the Celtics got to do. Attack the basket. You know, they don't got their starter and normal bigs in there. Ayton's not playing. You know, when McGee's on the bench, they're down to their third string big. Obviously, Jalen Smith, a tall, athletic big man, can still make some good plays at the rim, but he's gonna make some mistakes. He's gonna foul. Attack him at the paint and really make them pay for their lack of depth right here.
Schroeder completes the 3-point play and cuts the lead down to 9. That's his seventh point on the night. Paul has Horford in the mismatch, passes it up. Bridges on the drive, baseline, corner 3, Shamet in front of the Celtics bench, wide open, it goes. And right away extends the lead back out to 12 at 45-33. Winding down on 5 minutes to go here on the Celtics possession. Smart wants it, high post. Looking to back down, Shamet goes up and gets fouled. Marcus Smart a little wild with that post up, but gets the better of it as Shamet picks up the foul, and they exchange some words.
Yeah, Smart kind of exaggerated that, but that's what you got to do right now. You got to attack the basket strong. Celtics down 12 here. You can't let things get much worse if you keep coming up flat here. You're going to let this lead extend to go up to 20 real quick. As Bridge, this is a tough matchup here. Tatum working on Bridges in the paint. Tatum goes up with it. And that's what I'm saying. You've got to go strong in the paint. Celtics here got to take advantage of the fact that, they're a little bit smaller here, Phoenix. So go into the paint, get the fouls. How's it going? We're good. How are you, David? Watching some
Tatum
Celtics basketball.
To the free throw line. He gets 2 chances here. He misses the first, back rims it. Celtics down by 12. They need every point they can get, whether it is a 3, a 2, or a free throw. And Jason Tatum will look to avoid going over 2 from the free throw line. He doesn't. He does go over 2. Rebound corralled by Crowder. And Mikal Bridges ahead of the break. Crowder pull up 3, miss. Rebound tapped around. Jalen Smith taps it into the hands of Marcus Smart, and the Celtics are running.
You need a bucket here. You need a bucket.
Schroeder takes the 3, misses the 3. Rebound again by Jay Crowder. He's very active on the boards.
I don't know how that's the best shot you get.
And Horford picks it off. Schroeder up ahead. Smart. Tatum driving back out. Smart takes the 3, misses the 3. Rebound taken by none other than Chris Paul. Paul stops Jalen Smith on the drive for 2. 47-33, and this Phoenix lead is all of a sudden blown right open. Chris Paul with his 7th assist of the night, and we're only in the first half. Tatum.
Okay, here's the double. Tatum's got to look for the open man.
Corner trying to do some work on Bridges. Passes it up. Schroeder. Smart on the wing. Back to Schroeder. Schroeder goes into Crowder. Backs up. Fall away shot at the buzzer, no good. And
you can see they're getting lazy here. You can see there's a lot of standing in just pointless drives.
Oh boy, Crowder! What a pass to Mikal Bridges, and he gets bailed out with a foul by Robert Williams.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Is exactly what the Celtics have struggled with all season long right here. No Brown, no Richardson, 2 guys that are going to be a very energetic and very, great pace players. Celtics down 14, really because of the lack of offensive efficiency. Celtics really have not been able to convert. They've been lazy. The fake kind of their drives have been, without a purpose, and they're coming up flat on their shots. Brown's on the bench, kind of jawing into them. Celtics keep playing like this. You're going to be seeing moves being made pretty soon from Brad Stevens. He's said that he's not going to.
Bridges goes 2 of 2 from the free throw line, extends its lead out to 16, 49-33, just under 4 minutes to go. Mikal Bridges, like I said from the tip, watch out for him. He can get going quick. He has 10 points. He's perfect, 3 of 3 from the field. Tatum, Smart, Horford, Williams, and Schroeder make the lineup for the Celtics as Jason Tatum makes a bad pass out of bounds, and Tatum wants that to be tipped.
Celtics with 8 turnovers.
Oh, Marcus Smart doing Marcus Smart things as Jalen Smith gets whistled for an illegal screen, and Smart went flying. Chris Paul obviously not agreeing with it. Jalen Smith turns around and says, "What'd I do?" As we take another look, Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart is known to be an actor. I don't think that was acting. He totally got caught off guard. Celtics get a huge stop, but again, you make a stop, you got to score. Celtics obviously up to 8 turnovers, I believe it was. Tatum, 3 on the wing is missed, and he's cooled down tremendously.
And that's my point. I've been saying it all game long. Your Celtics got to, Tatum, I get it. Your shot's not falling. You're going to have to get to your offense.
Jalen Smith knocks down the 3, and that's the second 3 by a big man for the Phoenix Suns, 52-33. Celtics falling into a bigger and bigger hole. They're 1 of 11 from deep, while Phoenix is 7 of 18 and growing. Smart on the drive, gets fouled by Bridges. He'll get himself to the free throw line with the clock stopped at 2:48.
And this is the effect of not having Jaylen Brown here. Obviously, Tatum can only do so much on offense. It's really tough for the Celtics to find a second source against a great defensive team like Phoenix. And that's really the wound that has been hurting the Celtics recently over these passes. Smart's going to miss another free throw for the Celtics. That's 3 straight in a row for the Celtics. As you can see, they look tired and flat here. Not the first time we've seen this season. It goes back to my point, though. No Jaylen Brown. You're really feeling the effects here if you're the Boston Celtics as you're sitting here currently down 20 points.
Something we've talked about. Smart goes, oh my goodness. Celtics are 0 of 4 in their last 4 free throw attempts. 4 huge points missed here by the Celtics. And like I said, they need every point they can get. Something I said earlier, even before we hit record on the show, is Celtics cannot afford to keep falling into these ginormous holes that they ultimately dig themselves into. And they make these late comebacks, these late surges, and they're unable to pull it out because they get tired in the last 2 minutes, and all of a sudden the lead just goes back out. And that looks to be the case here again.
To a team like the Phoenix Suns, because this isn't the Clippers. They're here slowly dwindling down as they're approaching halftime, down 20.
Chris Paul only 3 first half points, but that 8 assist, continues to haunt the Celtics. Marcus Smart to the bench, obviously very frustrated. And Langford on the court for the last 2.5 minutes. A huge run by Phoenix, as Rob just said. Tatum looking to do some work on Jalen Smith. Takes a wing. 3-pointer is missed. And that's not the shot that's going to get you back into this game.
No, I mean, you got time to work with in the shot clock. 2 points this quarter. Tatum started off 12 points in the first quarter, down to just 2 as the Phoenix Suns are just firing on all cylinders.
Chris Paul gets yet another assist. As Jay Crowder hits the 3. A 25 to 3
run.
Unreal.
Wow. Celtics have not scored a field goal, and I want to say right around 4.5 minutes.
Horford nearly turned the ball over. Gets it back. Corner. Grant Williams fakes the 3. Drives baseline to the basket, and he gets fouled. That is the type of aggression that the Celtics need. That's something we've asked for. And Grant Williams right off the bench, first touch here of this little stint, this little final 2-minute stint, and he does exactly what the Celtics need. And put your head down, get to the basket, and get fouled. 57 to 33. Jay Crowder picks up the technical. Jason Tatum to the free throw line. Celtics 0 of 4 from the line in their last 4 attempts. And he finally puts an end to that. Every little point matters here for the Celtics.
I don't know what Crowder was complaining about. He clearly...
I clearly clipped him. So Celtics have a chance, score 3 points here. Grant Williams to the free throw line. He makes the first.
Celtics got to push this lead down to under 20 before going into halftime. Yeah, I mean,
and he clipped his head. So if anything, that could be looked at as a flagrant, could it not?
No, totally. He's
if anything, Jay Crowder caught a huge break there.
Yeah, for sure. As Grant misses the second one, Boston now 2 of 6 in their last 6 free throw, or 2 of 7 in their last 7 free throw attempts. Paul
on the drive, picked off Tatum up ahead. Schroeder to the basket for 2. Huge play for the Celtics.
Yeah,
and cuts the lead down to 20. A couple more.
Let Phoenix get more points here.
No, a couple more defensive plays like that, a couple more stops and buckets will get you right back into this game really quick. Jalen Smith, though, takes another 3, front rims that one, tapped around, rebound to Horford, quickly to Schroeder, and the Celtics are running up the floor. They could take this under a minute to go here in the first half.
You gotta let ISO take this matchup. You gotta let Schroeder take this matchup. There he goes
Schroeder
right by him.
goes at Jalen Smith and scores the floater for 2. Huge bucket here. Back-to-back buckets, I should say, by the Celtics, cutting this lead down to 18.
You gotta take advantage of that matchup when Jalen Smith is on the court. That is their 4th string center, mind you. Kaminsky and Ayton are both out.
Paul gets the mismatch he wanted. Al Horford steps back. Horford, the steal. Schroeder up ahead to Tatum, and there was a foul.
Off now, kick ball.
Oh, kick ball. Suns catch a break there. Jaylen Brown in his beautiful, I don't even know what to call that. He's matching from head to toe. Suns catch a huge break there. I mean, that would have been just exactly what the Celtics needed, was another stop and fast break point. And
look for Phoenix to go 2 for 1.
Yeah, 2 for 1. Oh, deep 3 by Chris Paul, way off, airmails it.
Boston can go 2 for 1 here now. Obviously, get the best shot available. You don't want to rush anything. Give Phoenix a fast break, but you got to get a good shot here on this possession right here to close out the half.
I don't think that they'll go for it. They won't. Schroeder, Tatum, Horford, Langford, and Grant Williams to finish off this final possession for the Celtics. Schroeder, 8 on the shot clock, 7. And there was a defensive 3-second violation, I believe.
I don't know. They might have gotten Horford with a little push off.
Wow.
Well, something to get a stop here.
Something the Celtics did not need, and they have a chance to. Phoenix has a chance to extend their lead out to 20 or more here. 10, 9, 8, 7. Paul looking for the screen. Gets it. Takes it to the basket. Cameron Johnson open. 1 on the clock. Miss. Jalen Smith rebound. Puts it back up and in, but I believe that was after the buzzer. It will not count. Celtics going into the locker room. Down 18, 57, 39. Caps off a 25-9 run to end the second quarter for the Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix with 11 points. And, Justin, obviously we're at halftime. So, we're gonna take a little break here. But right before we take a break, I want to ask you a little question. Your
mic's cutting out, homie. What was that?
Have the Celtics big man, worried you over these past 5 games? Because Robert Williams has not looked good. Al Horford looks slow and injured, and I think it might be you might got to look at this as the deadline's coming. Is Celtics might got to switch it up there, I think.
I definitely don't think they'll switch up with. I don't see us doing something with Robert Williams. I think he's here to stay. I think he's a huge building piece. I mean, say the Celtics were to blow this team up, I think Robert Williams is going to be obviously a huge building piece. But, oh boy, Celtics, I don't think really anybody's safe right now. I mean, Robert Williams might be safe. Obviously, Jason Tatum might be safe. But other than those 2 players right there, anybody might go. I mean, we might see a huge deal for Jaylen Brown or a Marcus Smart or maybe even a Dennis Schroeder, Al Horford type thing. But I think Enes Freedom has kind of made me a little happy. He has been stepping up for the Celtics. I thought he's been playing somewhat decent for the minutes that he's received. So I really can't complain about Enes Freedom at all at the moment. But, tough road trip it's been for Robert Williams and Al Horford. And, rightfully so, their matchups haven't been easy. Definitely a big test for them with, the whole Anthony Davis, Rudy Gobert. Obviously, they lucked out and missed DeAndre Ayton tonight, but that would have also been a huge matchup for them. Nurkic was a huge matchup. So, Celtics definitely had their work cut out for them on this West Coast trip, and I think they should have been more prepared.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we got a halftime, so we're going to take a little halftime break here. Well, Ian's not happy, obviously, if you know Ian. He does pre and post game shows along with the podcast with us. Ian is not happy. He streams the game on TikTok live. You can go over there if you want to check that out. Celtics have not looked good. He's got a fair point. Obviously, right now you got to take this team with a grain of salt. They're really depleted their roster. No Brown, no Richardson, obviously. I can't really make any final claims on this team until I've seen them play fully together for 10 games. However, if that doesn't happen, you got to think, part of the team's, success is health. And I don't know if the Celtics team can get healthy. So, a bunch of questions for the Celtics team as they're going to have their work cut out for them all December.
All right. Let's take a little bit of a break here. Halftime break.
Halftime break.
All right.
We're back.
Celtics went 0 of 9. Oh, this was huge right there. Nearly a steal. Celtics applying the full court pressure here to start the half. They're going with Schroeder, Smart, Horford, Williams, and Tatum. Back to their starting lineup. JaVale McGee, Jay Crowder, three-pointer is good. They now lead by 21, 60-39. Not a way you want to see the Phoenix Suns open up the second half. Paul, Shamet, McGee, Bridges, and Jay Crowder make up the lineup for the Phoenix Suns here to start the second half. Horford gets free, top of the key, back to Smart. Smart to the basket, high floater, bounces off, offensive
Got to take
rebound.
advantage of this matchup.
Jason Tatum, mismatch, missed. Robert Williams in the lane, missed. Tap, Tatum blocked, and they call it goal 10, add 2 to Tatum's point total, 41-60 now.
A little aggressive. Let's see if we can get a couple of stops here.
Crowder, McGee, Shamet turns the corner quick, rejected. Robert Williams into the hands of Smart, quickly up to Crowder. Quickly up to Schroeder. Schroeder gets bumped, and they get Paul with the push. So I love the attack. I like that. Yeah. Something the Celtics, have fairly succeeded with. They succeeded really early on in this game with attacking the basket and running quick in transition. And Schroeder off the inbound to Horford, playing around the perimeter to Tatum. Tatum frees up some space. Baseline shot is no good. Rebound taken by Crowder quickly. Up ahead to Bridges. This Phoenix team likes to run. Crowder, pull up three. No, Bridges. He drives. Oh, did he not step out of bounds? Baseline pass. Shamet. Oh, rejected by Tatum. But JaVale McGee, of course, is there for the putback slam.
Celtics are not looking good on defense right here.
Smart. Little two-man passing game with Schroeder. Has Paul, he feels like it's a mismatch. Out to Horford, top of the key, three is missed. Rebound tapped around into the hands of Shamet. And Chris Paul leads the Phoenix Suns down the court. Under 10 minutes to go here. Just 2 minutes have gone by here in the third quarter. Oh, a little sweet 10-foot jump shot pull-up by Chris Paul. Smart got caught on the screen. Couldn't defend. Schroeder, he tries his little sweet pull-up, and it goes. You can't be trading shots here. Those Celtics got to figure out how to get stops. They've been converting on the offensive end the last few trips, but haven't been getting the stops to combine. Schroeder, 13 points, 6 of 10 from the field.
Yeah, so it's got to strap up here. Their identity all start the season was defense. They kind of lost that to begin with. As McGee's going to drive, no good. And look at them just out hustling the Celtics. Look at this. As McHale gets the mid-range jumper, no good. Another offensive rebound. Bridges goes up with it, no good.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, Celtics got to get those rebounds. It was my key to the game. You have to rebound the basketball, and it comes with effort.
On the road, you can't give up those momentum plays to that home team. Tatum loses his dribble. Rebounds. Horford, Schroeder, this possession going nowhere. Schroeder clears some space, but loses the dribble, gets it back. Smart, corner shot, one on the shot clock. Smart takes a contested three. He missed, and rebound is into the hands of Chris Paul, and that was absolutely going nowhere, and you had a feeling that's how the possession would end. JaVale McGee, top of the key. He takes a three, and he airballs it, but again, he's not known for his three-point shooting. You can't let that happen here in the second half. That's how this whole run started off. JaVale McGee airmails the shot as you get that behind. You get a little 2K angle on that shot.
Yeah, a little heat check there for McGee.
64-43, Boston trailing by 21. Tatum gets a high screen to the basket. Oh, bobbles it and gets two. McGee looking for the travel. Tatum might have gotten away with that himself. Tatum, 19 points, 8 of 17 from the floor. He had a quick 12 points in the first quarter. Chris Paul, free throw line jump shot over Dennis Schroeder, over Robert Williams, missed. Oh, Williams has a mismatch with Paul in the paint, but Paul strips it from Williams, and right play there by the Celtics, but active hands on the
Celtics got lucky right there. Another sloppy play by Boston.
they get bailed out with a foul on Chris Paul. And, sloppy play for sloppy play. And Chris Paul gets a technical foul.
Yeah, let's keep it going here.
This could be big for Boston. And again, though, you got to hit your free throws. Celtics haven't hit their free throws all night. Big reason why this lead could be, slimmed down a little bit. But Celtics went on a huge run of missing free throws. Tatum, technical free throw is missed. And the streak continues. Unbelievable. Celtics need every point they can get, and they're missing their free throws.
Celtics, 7 missed free throws tonight?
Would your coach ever do in high school, you got to run if you miss free throws or turn the ball over? Because I feel like
we would take 10, and the difference of the amount of missed shots was 1 up and back, and you ran for every missed shot.
Well, Marcus Smart airballs a 3 well off, and that's something that the Celtics got to probably partake in here. If you miss free throws, you got to run sprints in practice, because free throws obviously becoming a huge factor here for Boston. And Paul missed.
No one under the paint.
Dennis Schroeder though, last second,
standing and watching. Tatum drives,
rejected. And ball goes out of bounds.
It's just lazy play. I mean, it really is it's funny too, because there is some aggressive moments. So in the most aggressive way possible, as the Suns have missed their last 8 field goal attempts here, the Celtics have not capitalized just due to lazy play. Celtics got to figure that out here.
I'm not sure what the delay is.
Yeah,
smart to inbound. Gets it. Schroeder wide open. Got freed up on the baseline. Missed a wide open jumper, and Tatum kept it alive. But Jalen Smith corrals the rebound up ahead.
Only 3 Celtics back.
3 in transition goes out of bounds. Like you said, though, you got to get back on defense.
I get it. You're on the road. You're shorthanded. It's been a rough West Coast road trip, but there's no exception for lazy basketball when you're 13-13. And Tatum drives,
turns the corner, sloppy pass.
Good
Grant
look
Williams,
by Rob.
Corner 3, got it. Huge shot for Grant Williams in the corner. Little momentum booster. Celtics hanging around, down 16. Nearly a backcourt violation. Risky pass by Crowder. Grant Williams gets whistled for the foul, but I like that pressure a lot by Grant Williams, as that's going to take into a timeout. Celtics slowly starting to chip their way back into the game. They're still down, though, 64-48 at the 6:40 mark in the third quarter. All right, timeout calls for granola bar.
Celtics came out a little bit better. I like the drive by Tatum. He's still, he's trying to do this whole little drive to try to draw a foul, and that has not worked all year for him. I'm kind of upset that he's kind of leaning back towards that. That's the last thing you want to see for Celtics fans, I think, in the second half is Tatum starting to do that whole, hoping for a foul call.
You got to stay aggressive. If you're Boston, that's going to get you back into this game. Being aggressive on both ends of the floor. Celtics got to attack, get to the free throw line. What was the over-under tonight in the pregame show? I believe was something like 30 bench points. So far, we only have 8, or we only have 10. 4 from Langford, 4 from Grant Williams, and 2 from Freedom. Celtics don't really go that deep traditionally, even if they have some players out. They've only gone 4 deep tonight.
Marcus Smart is 0 for 10.
Yep, Smart's had a rough night. 0 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals. 0 for 10. He's gotten 2 blocks against him, I should say. Other than Jason Tatum and Dennis Schroeder, this team, literally, other than Jason Tatum and Dennis Schroeder, has ultimately done nothing. Horford, 2 points. Smart, 0 points. Robert Williams, Langford, and Grant Williams all with 4 points, and Freedom with 2 points.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you guys step up. You're shorthanded. You're on the road. You're down by 16. Who's going to step up? Who wants it more, the Celtics or the Suns? And right now, I'm going to say Phoenix.
And don't forget, they're shorthanded as well.
Very shorthanded, more so than Boston.
It's almost coming to a point where we can't use that as an excuse anymore with Jaylen Brown being out. And I mean, I said this to you. I remember we were on the phone and you asked me when you think Jaylen Brown would be back. And I said, I don't think he'll be back in the West Coast trip. You remember us talking about that? And you're like, you don't think he'll play against the Lakers or the Clippers? I said, no, I really don't. And he hasn't. What was the score at half?
Celtics were down, I believe, 39-57. We're coming back here, though. Celtics down 64-48. Third quarter, 6:40 left to go here. Celtics looking to make a comeback.
Marcus Smart.
As we're talking about Marcus Smart Foundation, yeah.
Mother, his best friend who had passed away from cancer just a few years ago. Such a big impact on Marcus's life and his career.
Celtics looking to double team over to the corner. Crowder for three. No
Way
good
off.
off there. Boston's got to push the pace here. They got a chance to put this lead down to as little as 13. Smart drives.
Schroeder, Smart, Tatum, baseline to the basket for two. Sweet
Good
little
move.
Euro.
All right. Boston's got some momentum here. Their classic third quarter little heroic run. Boston, let's see if they can push this within 10 here.
Crowder. Tatum up defensively. Hands it off. Paul. Tatum stays on Paul. Kicks it out. Jalen Smith, a three at the top of the key is missed. Rebound by Grant Williams. Quickly to Schroeder. And the Celtics are pushing the pace, running up the floor here. 64-50. Boston cutting the lead down to 14. Schroeder, the drive offensive foul is called. And Ime Udoka, hands on his head. It's Dennis Schroeder. And Marcus Smart says, all right, let's go get another stop.
And you see this aggression that they come out with there in the mid-third quarter. That's kind of happened the past two games here. Happened against the Clippers just the other night, and it's happening here tonight against Phoenix. That aggression and pace they're playing with, I don't get why this is a down 14-16 type of thing that when we see it when we see it. Oh, and they got that mismatch. You got to switch. That's an offensive foul.
Whoa.
They're going to let him play on. And Schroeder's not happy.
Schroeder gets thrown to
where
the
was
floor.
that? Schroeder got me. You saw his elbow fly. I'd be pissed if I was Ime Udoka here as the Celtics trying to make a run.
Smart.
And they're not going to give Smart 0 for 11 on the day for Smart. I mean, he's got to
nearly airball the layup.
SUNS looking to close out the Celtics momentum here. Payne drives. Got it.
Off the backboard, and the lead's back out to 18. And the Celtics, a couple of back-to-back defensive mishaps. And Cameron Payne, 7 points tonight on 3 of 7. Tatum on the drive to the basket off the glass. Missed. Rebound tapped in by Robert Williams. All of the Phoenix Suns want offensive interference. They're not going to get that. The Celtics have this back down to 16. Payne on the drive quickly. You see they have that mismatch with Smith and Schroeder. That doesn't matter. They go outside to Cameron Johnson, who hits the wing three. 71-52. Tatum has Paul in the mismatch on the elbow, turns around trying to get either a jump shot or someone to pass to, and Schroeder gets
You got to get it back to him. He's got a guard on him.
3 in the shot clock. Corner 3. Grant Williams continues his hot streak from behind the three-point line. That's a big one, and it gets Horford up off the bench. Langford will come in as well next whistle. That was such a lazy play by the Phoenix Suns that it worked perfectly. A running floater off the glass for Cameron Payne. Smart drives, and he gets whistled for a foul.
On Payne.
No, Cameron Payne. Okay, I thought they called it
something I've noticed is the Celtics big men have been awful in the pick and roll, and I think that the teams are starting to go to that a lot here. They just went to it. I don't know what it is. They've just let players walk into their pull-up jumpers, and I think it's killed the Celtics down the stretch.
It's hard to rest Tatum at this moment in the third. You're kind of starting to chip away at this lead, but at the same time, you're still down big. I mean, it's Udoka has a tough decision as Tatum has his hands on his knees in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, they got a 3-day break here. I play Tatum as much as you can get out of him.
Smart goes in, and gets fouled once again, this time on the shot. He'll get 2 free throws where the Celtics have ultimately struggled. Jalen Smith, a clumsy foul with only 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Smart has a chance for his first points of the night. He himself missed 2 free throws in the first half.
Hey, he's missed everything. He's missed everything this game. 0 for 11.
Gets his first bucket there, and that's something you'd like to see as a shooter. It's just whether it's a layup or a free throw, just see the ball go through the rim for the first time, and we'll see if Marcus Smart takes a couple of heat check shots. Yeah. Goes 2 of 2 from the free throw line there, cuts the lead down to just I can't do that math. What is that? 16? 73, 57. I go to school for sportscasting, not math. Cameron Payne loses his dribble around half court, and they get a foul on Grant Williams before the pass. And no, they are not in the limit. Jaylen Brown, look at that. What do you think of that?
That outfit?
That outfit.
Or the fact that he's only played 13 out of 27 games.
The outfit tonight. We'll focus on it.
I like the outfit. Look at the
try to remain positive here. We'll try to remain positive.
Loses Horford. You got to rebound. Now push the pace. There you go.
Good. Tatum gets the rebound, running in transition. Back Bridges gets a mismatch with Horford, and they get whistle for a foul as Cameron Payne and Horford will get himself to the free throw line as Phoenix is in the limit here for the next 3 minutes.
I thought that could have gone the other way. What about you? I thought that could have.
Yeah, I thought Horford got away with a little push off. Cameron Payne thinks so as well. And Horford will get a chance to cut into this lead even more.
If Boston can get down by under 10 at the end of the third, I think this is a good situation for a little comeback. But, you're going to have to capitalize on stops as Horford misses yet another free throw for the Celtics.
Front rim. Front rim means tired.
You're tired, yeah. And, Al Horford to start the year was so good. So many Celtics fans, us included, were saying how you don't really see his age. But, Justin, have you think that is there another technical foul? Another technical foul on the Suns. I don't know who on.
And Horford says, "Get me off the free throw line. Let's put you, JT."
Well, I don't know. Tatum hasn't been much better from the line.
So that's 3 technical fouls now, all by Bridges, Crowder, and Chris Paul. Three out of the 5 starters now have a technical foul for the Phoenix Suns. And
the Celtics have to keep this aggression up. You can tell Suns are frustrated now. They're on their heels. When you're frustrated, you're going to look to foul more because you don't think you're doing anything wrong. So I think the Celtics really have to take advantage of how pissed off the Suns players are right now and stay aggressive.
Horford goes 1 of 2 from the lines. Okay, so that's Celtics, get 2 out of potential 3 points on that play. Full court pressure, trouble getting the ball in, finally gets it into Elfrid Payton. Romeo Bridges on the drive to the basket, up and under for 2. Celtics really needed a stop there, and they did not get one.
Well, that's Smart, a foul and one.
Aggressive on the drive for 2. Huge play for the Celtics. Now, get back, get a stop, regroup. You have this down to 14. This is the smallest, deficit that they've been in a little while. Get a stop here for the Celtics. Cameron Payne, wild pass. That pass would have gone into the third row if he didn't catch it. Runner in the lane.
Foul.
And they call a blocking foul on Marcus Smart.
That was a late whistle. That they waited till that one bounced out of the rim, I think. Smart not happy with that. A little frustrated.
75-61 as we head to a timeout. Under 3 minutes to go in the third. Celtics starting to chip away. 22-18 start so far. Advantage in this third quarter. You got to stay aggressive. This is what the Celtics have been doing on this little run that they've had. They've been putting their head down into the basket and drawing fouls. And like you said, getting Phoenix, they're starting to get a little frustrated, and Celtics need to take advantage of that.
For sure. Celtics, like I said, if they can chip it down to 12.
Rob, let me ask you something. I don't want to be too. What's up? Your mic's muted. Oh, I hear you. Robbie. Thank God that's happening during timeout. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. Let me ask you this. What do you do? You leave this road trip, you lose tonight. You're 1-4 in the road trip. What do you think? I mean, you didn't have incredibly high expectations, but 1-4 is not ideal for the Celtics. And we stressed earlier in the broadcast that Celtics December schedule does not get easier for them. So Celtics, if they can't pull this one out, they're starting to make a little comeback. But if they can't pull this out, where do they go from here?
That's tough. Give me a second. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. You can hear me better now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. That was funny because as my mic was cutting out, I was actually about to ask you that same question. Like I said, no Brown really makes it tough, but I think you got on I think it's given Brad Stevens a taste of a lot of the depth that Celtics have and the role players and what they're going to do. I think Grant has responded very, very well.
Yeah, very well.
But you got to look at guys like Schroeder, Horford, and Smart. Those three guys have kind of been questionable all throughout the road trip. And even Robert Williams. Now, I know you said earlier that you think Robert Williams, as a Payne makes the first and the second, Celtics down 16 here with just under 2:45 left to go in the third quarter. I know how you mentioned that you thought Robert Williams was kind of a lock here, but the way he's been playing, he's got a lot of value. Just signed him to an extension as Tatum trying to go to work on the slower Smith as they're going to find Horford inside for two, and he's going to miss it. You're going to draw a foul. I don't know because, I think at this point, if I'm Brad Stevens, anyone is on the table other than Brown and Tatum. They're still 23 and 24, way too early to have any final assessment on their.
That's how old they are?
23 and 24, yeah.
I thought Brown was a little bit older than. Wow, 23 and 24.
25, I can check, but I believe 24 years old, and makes the first free throw. But, I think right now, come deadline, I think anyone is fair game except Brown and Tatum. I loved Horford for the first 10 games. However, he has not really been great. You got to think, is he even worth paying $12 million next year at the age of 36? Do you dump him at the deadline because it doesn't work out? That's a question you got to ask.
Celtics continuing with the full court pressure here out of the timeout. Cameron Johnson kicks it to Cameron Payne. A lot of Camerons on this team. High posts, Smith.
I like this matchup.
Trying to do some work on Grant Williams. Grant Williams nearly got a steal. Cameron Payne, lefty three-pointer, goes off the rim. Rebound Langford quickly up ahead to Smart. Smart looking to do action. And Jason Tatum gets whistled for the offensive foul. Again, Cameron Payne doing the Cameron Payne things that helped them get to the NBA Finals last year. Celtics trying to make a run, but Cameron Payne, those little plays. I mean, I really can't get on the replay. Marcus did give him a little shove. Maybe sold it pretty well, but
you got to take advantage of those. You got to take advantage of those opportunities. No, Chris Paul, you're on a breakdown 14, chance to put it down to as little as 11 and get an offensive foul. As good blocked by Smart. Here come the Celtics down the other end.
That was Langford.
Was that
Rob.
Langford?
That was Langford. Huge defensive
Langford,
play.
A huge block. Horford trying to get big here. Horford drop stepping, going to draw the foul.
It's huge. Celtics going to hit both free throws. Now, again, you got the stop. Now come down the other end and get a couple of points. Celtics, again, backs up against the walls against their free throws here tonight. So we'll see how this. Horford makes both free throws. This game is within four 3-pointers, 4 possessions, a 12-point game right now.
Free throw makes have been hard to come by tonight, though. So we'll see what happens. First one. Got it. First one's good.
77-64 in the midst of his second free throw attempt, as JaVale McGee has taken a well-deserved break as Jalen Smith comes right back in. I think these Jalen and as well as JaVale have been a pretty big role in tonight's game, as DeAndre Ayton, if you were just tuning in, is out tonight due to a non-COVID related illness. He was a late scratch. Devin Booker is also out, dealing with a hamstring. Jaylen Brown is also out with a hamstring injury as well. Bruno Fernando not suiting up for this one. As well as, unfortunately, you see Josh Richardson just hours before tip going to health and safety protocols. We don't know how long he'll be out for, whether it's contract or whether he has COVID.
Great
Cameron
defense
Johnston
by Grant.
and Grant Williams. Is that a charge? No, it's a block. Good defense. I like that. That was a very good defense. Grant Williams says, I wasn't there in time, but I like the effort anyway.
And this has been a common trend for the Celtics these past 5 games. Is you look at their first quarter, they only lost by a point. You look at their third quarter, they're winning by 6 here in the third. But you look at that second inning, they lost by 17. So, the Celtics are just digging themselves into a hole. They're playing a 3 out of the 4 quarters have been good quarters, but they just can't seem to put together 48 minutes of basketball for some reason, and I don't know why that is.
Johnson hits the first from the line. It's the 7th point of the night. 78-65. Second one is up and good. A minute 20 to play here in the third quarter. Celtics trying to make a late run. They do need a bucket bad.
Good look. Horford got it.
For 2 on the baseline. Celtics are only 14-21, only 7 missed free throws. But you factor in, you add those 7 free throws, and the Celtics are, they're in this game.
Oh, good. Mikhail lost Tatum. Good recover by Grant there. Celtics scrapping around for a good possession on defense. You got to finish it off here. You got to switch it. Yep, there you go.
3, 2, 1 on the shot clock. Cameron Payne passes it up.
And you know what? Tatum got caught looking
for 3.
Tatum got caught looking there. I mean, really, he got lazy there. It's twice. He got beat off the cutback door too, just before that. And Tatum, lazy shot by Jason Tatum. Good luck. There's Langford to finish it off.
Langford for 2 on the
Jason
rebound.
Tatum, you can't get lazy. This is the Jason Tatum Celtics fans hate watching.
25 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Phoenix looking to close for the final shot. Celtics bearing another offensive rebound. Should get another shot here with about 7 seconds to go. Cameron Payne kicking it, corner 3. Payton. Grant Williams with the pickoff, but they get him with the foul on JaVale McGee. I believe it's Tatum. And JaVale McGee would get to it the line with 10.7 left to go here in the third quarter. Celtics have this down. They had it down to 12. It's up to 13 at the moment. Just can't quite make the full comeback. It's JaVale McGee, 13 points, 12 rebounds, and an assist. This is his 4th double-double of the season. Stepping up big with, obviously, like I said, no DeAndre Ayton. And he hits the first. Dennis Schroeder checks back into the game. Celtics going small here for the final possession. That tells me that Celtics are going to want to push the ball and try to get a big bucket here to end the third. JaVale McGee, second free throw. Oh, he hits it. Oh, boy, he took a while on that one. Tatum rolls it to Smart, quickly back to Tatum. 8 on the clock. Tatum, couple of dribble moves. Corner, Langford, back to Tatum. Good look. Smart, corner 3 at the buzzer. Missed, and his shooting woes continue. The Celtics starting to make a little comeback here, but the Phoenix Suns have some breathing room. 84-69. Celtics going to continue this third quarter into the fourth.
You might call me crazy, but I think was it December 15th where all the free agents can be traded?
What are you gonna say now?
I'm just saying that. Listen, the Celtics are playing pretty poor. They're 13-14. They're what? They're out of the playoffs right now with the loss tonight.
Out of the playoffs or play in?
I'm sorry. They're a half a game out. They lose one more game and they're out of the play-in. Like, that's bad basketball. So you got to think, at what point do you say, if you're Brad Stevens, listen, I'm not wasting any more time. It's been a year of mediocre basketball. I'm making a move here. Or do you save it till the offseason? Because you got to think, Schroeder's on a 1-year deal.
Do you spend money on Schroeder?
I'd spend money on Schroeder if we make a deep playoff run. Yes, absolutely. But not if we're going to be a 13-13 team. Dennis Schroeder has no point. There's no point in paying a guy like him. I think a move is coming from if the Celtics keep this up when Brown's back. Celtics fans don't think for a second a big mid-season acquisition is happening.
Wait, what was that statement?
If the Celtics continue this up when Brown gets back for the next 10 games, if we're around game 35-40, and the Celtics are still playing inconsistent, mediocre basketball, a trade will be made. Yeah, I mean, Celtics are 5 games out of first place now.
Yeah, the gap's gonna slowly start to extend. I should say JaVale McGee, by the way, leads all scorers with 15 points for the Phoenix Suns. 15 points, 12 rebounds. Chris Paul, 6 points, 10 assists. Jason Tatum, 22 points, 7 rebounds, 1 of 7 from long range. Dennis Schroeder, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 of 11 from the field. Grant Williams, who actually sparked the Celtics run in that third quarter, 7 points, 2 for 3 from behind the 3-point line, 2 steals, 3 rebounds. We saw a quick little stint of Enes Freedom. He had 4 rebounds, 2 points, and a block in just 4 minutes. So, pretty good production from him in the first half. But this is the final 12 minutes of the Celtics 5-game road trip. Then they will, even though their schedule does get tougher, they'll luckily go home and play a few games at home. So after a few days rest, Peyton Pritchard getting the start here in the fourth quarter. Dennis Schroeder's step back miss. Celtics are going with Schroeder, Pritchard, Williams, Grant Williams, Al Horford, as well as Romeo Langford, Cameron Payne, Cameron Johnson, Landry Shamet, Jay Crowder, and JaVale McGee for the Phoenix Suns. Pretty much our starters except for Chris Paul.
Celtics shooting 3 of 20 from beyond the arc this game.
2 on the shot clock, 1 on the shot clock, 3 by Crowder. It falls in. And once again, a heavily defended possession by the Celtics, and the Suns get bailed out. Pritchard takes it. Free throw line jumper. Missed. In and out. Rebound taken yet again by JaVale McGee up ahead. Landry Shamet. Couple of moves on Grant Williams had him dancing. And Crowder has the mismatch of Schroeder up top of the key. Passes it up right away. Payne drives. Turnaround. Floater. Missed. Tap in for 2.
No
in
one's
the
under
screen.
the paint.
And a delay of game is called on the Phoenix Suns.
I mean, the Celtics have gotten everything to go their way this game in terms of officiating. And this is how you're going to come out and play. I mean,
Ime Udoka does not like the start to the quarter. He wants a timeout. Celtics, their gap enlarges back to 20, 89-69. Celtics only have 2 timeouts left, by the way, with still 11 minutes to go in this game. Not good if you're calling a timeout a minute and 13 seconds into the fourth quarter. I mean, this was from a 15-point game to a 20-point game within a snap of a finger for the Celtics.
Listen, Justin, it's one thing to lose games by 5 when but to lose in blowout fashion, you got to sit back and think.
As we embark on midnight here on the East Coast, the Boston Celtics finishing up their 5-game Western Conference road trip here against the Phoenix Suns in the final 11 minutes, where the Celtics find themselves down 20 points. They'll get a few days off, then they're right back at it against a tough schedule. They return home, play teams like the Sixers. You see the Warriors thrown in there as well. The now relatively healthy Brooklyn Nets, still missing Brook Lopez, but as of right now, Giannis and Middleton, Drew Holiday should all be good to go for that matchup. Hopefully, Jalen Brown, these extra 3 days rest that the Celtics are about to acquire, hopefully Jalen Brown is eligible to come back, because we're going to need him, and we're going to need him to play on a very high level.
Do you think he's on a minute restriction when he gets back? Because they said they've been waiting.
Well, they're trying to be 100%. They're trying to be very, very careful with him. They say he's about 90-95% right now, and you can, if it was the playoffs, it'd be a totally different story. He would be in the lineup. I think they do it, Rob, to be extra cautious, but at the same time, I mean, you're holding him down when he's at 95%. So how much more rest can he get?
If you're gonna wait until he's 100%, then you don't need a minute restriction on him.
No, yeah. If he's 100%, why does he need a minute restriction?
Exactly.
But I don't know. I'm not an NBA player. I don't know. I've never had this injury. I've never had to, deal with playing time. I either played when we were blowing somebody out, or if I was ready to dunk on somebody. That's the only time I would play. So I don't know. Who knows? But well, Ian and Seamus will have you covered for Celtics post-game live, whether the Celtics come back and take this one or they sit back and continue to just get absolutely throttled on the runner-up champion last year, Phoenix Suns, without obviously Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton. Chris Paul has been on the bench for majority of this Celtics run, but right away pushed right back out to 20. Celtics keeping Langford on the floor. He takes it, misses the baseline jump shot. Peyton Pritchard, Horford, Grant Williams, and Dennis Schroeder. Celtics shooting 3 of 20 from long range tonight. Phoenix has hit 11 of 31. Shamet in the post. JaVale McGee back out. Crowder 3. He's been hot from there. He hits once again, and the Celtics continue to just get absolutely throttled. And just when we thought the Celtics were making a run, Pritchard back to Horford. A little two-man game. Horford misses the 3. Rebound put back up. Missed by Langford. Ball tapped out of bounds. It's going to stay Celtics. Romeo Langford keeping the possession alive for Boston. And, despite the 23-point deficit, we really like to see these plays we've seen all night from Romeo.
Yeah, Romeo's look good. A lot of hustle.
Schroeder to inbound, out to an open Horford 3. That was well off. Grant Williams trying to keep it alive. He can't rebound as tapped, and Cameron Payne gains control of it, and a few more buckets should just about do it, bearing a huge Celtics run. JaVale McGee really wanted the ball down low with the mismatch he has on Langford. Langford doing a fantastic job sealing him in, and Cameron Payne, doesn't matter, spins on Al Horford and finishes it for 2. Like I said, another bucket or 2, a quick 10-0 run by Phoenix, and Chris Paul will solidify a seat on the bench for the rest of the night. And I'd assume so with the same thing with Horford, Dennis Schroeder, and potentially Grant Williams, as Robert Williams is going to check in the game, and Landry Shamet comes out with the foul. You put Jason Tatum in here? No. Or do you think it's over? They're putting in Robert Williams back in. Who else just went in?
I don't put Tatum in. Tatum's been flat all night. You look for, if there's going to be a comeback, It's not within Jason Tatum right now. It's from an unlikely source off the bench.
Pritchard, about a 30-foot jump shot is good. That's exactly what the Celtics need, but they're going to need a lot more of those at a lot faster rate, along with some stops here. Cameron Payne, ball poked away by Schroeder, but Shamet on the baseline drives. Cameron Johnson, corner three, missed. Rebound is not going to be tracked down by anybody. It's actually going to be... So what is this?
I think they got Pritchard for a push in the back.
Wow. So Phoenix once again catches a break, but Celtics are going to have to put on their defensive pants for another possession here.
They have not been wearing those pants much tonight. There it is.
Oh, Schroeder got hit by Payne, and they're going to catch him with the... Of course, Payne misses that shot. Phoenix finally misses, but it comes after the whistle. Mikal Bridges is going to check in. I believe they're gonna bring him in. And Chris Paul is also gonna come in. Landry Shamet and I believe Cameron Payne are gonna hit the bench. As Phoenix is gonna try to really put this one out of reach. (94-72), Boston trailing by 22. Just under 9 minutes to go. Tatum is back into the ball game, and Marcus Smart as well. Schroeder, a three in the corner, is missed. In and out rebound. Once again to JaVale McGee, and Schroeder nearly came up with the steal. Bridges taking it to the basket. Missed. High off the glass. Rebound taken by Robert Williams. Up ahead, Pritchard thought about taking the pull-up three, passes it up. Robert Williams, top of the key. Boy, what if he just pulled that and surprised everybody? Smart on the drive and gets whacked by Chris Paul. I wonder if there's ever going to be a day where we do see Robert Williams turn around and say, you know what, I'm open. He does practice those top of the key shots in practice, and he actually gets them at a very high rate. But, you know, his play style has been, you know, a post anchor.
Yeah, I'd like to see him
Schroeder floater in the lane for two.
Develop that. Celtics down 20 here, 8 minutes left. Let's see if they can make one last push with it here in this final stretch.
You know, we've seen we've seen a shot tonight about an 18-footer from Robert Williams. We've seen him extend his range outside the paint, and I wonder if that has a lot to do with Al Horford's play style, because he didn't do that last season, and he's doing it a lot more this season as JaVale McGee continues to have one of his better career nights.
Yeah, we saw a lot of it in the preseason. Tatum steps up for two, back rims it. Celtics just came out flat.
JaVale McGee's another guy I think the Celtics should take a peek at, whether it's at the deadline or whether it's when free agency hits. I'm not saying pay the guy, you know, billions of dollars, but, you know, I think he'd be a good guy, a good backup center to have off the bench.
He plays hard, and that's something Boston is in need of right now. Chris Paul playing with a double-double here tonight.
Schroeder, high off the glass floater, missed. I don't know. He should have just taken a regular jump shot. I don't know why he flicked it at the rim. 98-74 Boston, trailing by 24. Just under 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. A three by Chris Paul, missed. Rebound Pritchard, and Pritchard wants to push the pace, gets it up to Tatum for the flush for two, and that, believe it or not, had to be one of the plays of the game so far for the Celtics. Tremendous push by Peyton Pritchard there, getting the Celtics some fast break transition points off turnover here. Bridges. McGee, top of the key, corner to Paul quickly, guarded by Peyton Pritchard. Back to Paul on the cut. Oh,
just
boy,
no deep. I mean, everyone's standing and watching. Celtics got ran off the court tonight, plain and simple.
100-76. Celtics. Oh, wow. Boy, Peyton Pritchard to Robert Williams on the flush. That might have had to be the play of the game. And Pritchard coming out with a few few flashy plays. Unfortunately, though, it's might start to be garbage time here unless the Celtics can get a couple more stops and buckets. Is JaVale McGee once again? Oh my goodness, a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar hook shot in the lane over Rob Williams. Of course, that has to go for JaVale McGee, who is having a career night. JaVale McGee, 21 points, 2 blocks, 14 rebounds as Robert Williams taps it home for 2. Peyton Pritchard looking for the steal, and he's going to get it. It's off Cameron Johnson. Pritchard making some plays here happen for the Celtics in the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, though, time is definitely not on their side.
Yeah, a little too late for the Celtics here. Great play there by Pritchard with Williams. You saw that a lot last year. Pritchard and Williams kind of actually grew a pretty good chemistry there as Robert Williams goes up top and cannot finish it.
You know
that kind of night.
You know that it's not your night when that happens. Is Robert Williams commits the foul, and I wonder when Udoka. Excuse my yawns here. We're getting 12:15 here on the East Coast. I wonder when Udoka is going to pull the plug here. Aaron Nesmith is checking in this for Jason Tatum, so his plug is going to be right now. Is Gomez and Langford and Parker come in? It's like Udoka waited for me to say that because that's all happening right now. It looked like as if Udoka wanted that final push, but that's not happening. Are we gonna? Oh boy, Phoenix is also keeping their. See, Phoenix is playing it safe here because. Do you remember the Lakers game the other day? Celtics put in their bench and they cut it down to 10. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
They cut it down to 10 with like 2 minutes left. The Lakers called the timeout and put their starters back in. Well, I know it is garbage time, but let's see how this, we're playing the SUNS starters right now. Let's see how the Celtics third string unit plays against the starters. Jabari Parker, Peyton Pritchard, Juancho Hernan-Gomez, Aaron Nesmith, and Romeo Langford in the drive. And we saw that happen against the Celtics defense in the beginning of the game. It looks like that's how it's going to end tonight. Oh, beautiful move by Pritchard. Rainbow shot in the lane won't go. Rebound taken by Crowder up ahead. Chris Paul. Oh, Pritchard got caught in a huge McGee screen. Paul has Parker in the mismatch. Follow it at the free throw line. Block goes, and he now has a double-double.
Suns are toying with us right now.
Lead extends out to 26. It looks like Phoenix is going to try to empty some of their bench as well. Floater in the lane for Parker doesn't go. Tap by Juancho doesn't go. And the Phoenix Suns say, all right, let's slow this down and take a timeout to get some starters in. We'll take it too. Celtics, they're trailing by 26 here to end this road trip.
I'm not surprised, quite frankly. That's the funniest part.
Uh-oh. That's Helen from Drake and Josh. Not her. Not her. Stay here, guys, because she's running. She's a track star. Stay right here because, like I said, whether the Celtics come back and pull this one out or they continue to get abolished on the road, Ian and Seamus will have you covered for Celtics Postgame Live. Join us back here. We definitely want to keep this up. This was fun tonight. I know the Celtics, this is something new, something fun. I know the Celtics got absolutely obliterated tonight, but hopefully, we get home to the TD Garden crowd. I know the Celtics are in a little bit of a slump right now to start off their season, but they're going to be up and amping for these, next few home games. I'm going to the Sixers game. That better be going off. I mean, Celtics-Sixers rivalry game, like that better be going nuts. And then we're also going to that Cavs game. So that should be that again. That Cavs game should not be overlooked. The Celtics struggled against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavaliers are a great, gritty young team. I think also they might be a team that might want to look to improve their roster. I don't think they're going for the lottery anymore. I think they're slowly starting to develop their way into a play-in / 6th, 7th, 8th seed team. So we'll definitely see where they end up. But that game is not to be overlooked for sure.
I'm speechless.
I don't think any game is to be overlooked. Period. Like, I never overlooked anybody in the start of the season anyway. But like, I mean, like, it's starting to get to the point where our team's gonna start to overlook us. The teams overlook us right now. Like, are the Phoenix Suns, before they came into this game, were they overlooking us? I mean, obviously for the media and the reporters, they're gonna say no, we got to focus on Boston. But like, you think they were overlooking us?
100%. I'd overlook us. No question. We have not been a good basketball team these past 5 games. It was crazy too because it felt like everything was going right for Boston. They beat Philly in a defensive matchup. They hung around with Utah just like we asked them to. They put up a great fight. It took a historic night from Utah to come and defeat us.
I really
we go
thought,
into Portland.
yeah.
We go into Portland and we blow them out. We take care of business, and then a matchup against the Lakers completely crumbles the Celtics' next 3 games against the road trip. A loss to the Clippers without Paul George or Kawhi.
You know what's funny? That Chicago game that we blew the lead to seemed to as if it fixed the Celtics in a way. But when we blew out the Portland Trailblazers on the road, it seems as if it completely broke this team. It's so weird how that works, and you still see some starters mixed in here with the Suns. As Freedom has checked into the game as Grant Williams takes a seat for the rest of the night. Parker trying to do some work, pull-up shot. That's a shot. It doesn't go for him that time, back rim. Shamet, Smith, Payne, Johnson. Payne and Johnson are still in the game as well as Shamet. Caught on the drive, missed, rebound tapped around into the hands of Jabari Parker, who is everywhere. Oh, and it's Freedom. Beautiful spin move. Missed, but put back dunk by Jabari Parker. I like that sequence I just saw right there from the Celtics.
And for everyone watching right now, we're just letting you know there is no post-game show today.
There is no. Okay.
There is none. Seamus feeling a little under the weather. So we're gonna we killed it. This is the first West road trip we've had. We covered every single game. Celtics obviously lost big to Phoenix. We're gonna take a break here until that home game against Milwaukee on Monday, and this will be the last of it of the West Coast road trip. Coverage is right here as Cantor gets the lay-in.
So Freedom for 2 and cuts the lead down to 24.
Now I got a question for you, Justin.
What's that?
What do you think the real odds are of a Brad Stevens move within the next month?
Within the next month, I find that I don't know, because December is going to be such a tough month. Do you really switch up the team this month where oh geez.
I mean, the Celtics are worse through 27 games this year than they were last year.
I don't know. Let's just say I don't know.
Mind you, no Brown. Brown has not been healthy yet. You got
I just want to remind people that we still have that trade exception that Brad Stevens is going to use, I believe, by the end of next offseason. So
by the end of this season.
Oh, is it the season? Okay, so yeah, perfect. Yeah, so I think something's got. I trust a lot. I put a lot of my trust in Brad Stevens.
Oh, that was a travel.
Jalen Smith, offensive rebound. Cameron Johnson, quarter 3. You bet. It's been going down all night for him. Why wouldn't it go down in the final minute here? Peyton Pritchard takes a pull-up 3. Says, why not? Front rims it. Good hustle. Gets his own rebound. Always follow your shot. Peyton Pritchard knows best. Takes it. Again. Missed. Rebound. Taken by the third-string center for the Phoenix Suns. And Suns are going to take some time off the clock here. No, Cameron Payne says, no way, Jose. I'm taking it inside. Ball tapped out of bounds by the Suns, and it's going to be Celtic ball. 1:19 to go. I'm surprised they got Cameron Payne in this game still. Just don't lose by 30. 111-84. Celtics down by 27 here. Jabari Parker on the drive. Sweet finish. Did he score? Did that go in? No, it didn't go in. He got fouled. So he'll get a chance for 2 at the free throw line. And free throws hurt the Celtics a lot tonight. I know they only missed 8, but That could really change momentum. Jabari Parker hits the first. Second one is good. Who would you say player spotlight would be? I'd say it's between Grant Williams and Dennis Schroeder, and that says a lot because neither of those guys played tremendous tonight.
I don't know. I think I'd give it a. I don't know. We're probably Langford, Romeo.
Yeah, Romeo had a decent game too.
Or maybe I thought Cantor, or Freedom actually played really well for when he was in. He didn't see a lot of time, but when he did see time, I thought he played well. I mean, you could really give it to Tatum or Schroeder. I mean, I don't think it was Tatum. Tatum had 24, but no one really played well. Maybe Grant. You could give it a Grant.
On a night where the Celtics only score 86 points, where this road trip, that's unheard of, is a team scoring 86 points. Neesmith with the steal. Celtics, this will likely be their final possession. Neesmith and the foul and one finish. Little momentum play there for the youngster Aaron Neesmith in his second year. I'm a big fan of Aaron Neesmith. He made a few hustle plays right away, right from the start tonight of his minutes.
Another missed free throw.
Look at Freedom gets the rebound and puts it up for two.
Yeah, I thought Freedom played very well tonight.
Did the Celtics have 90 points? I don't think they've changed the scoreboard.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, okay, they do. They somehow got a miraculous 4-point play. Cameron Payne dribbles out the clock, and the Boston Celtics are going to fall to under 500. 13-14. The Phoenix Suns defeat the Boston Celtics 111-90. They let JaVale McGee have an absolute field day on the Celtics. On a day where no Devin Booker, no DeAndre Ayton, Chris Paul, double-double, played like Chris Paul tonight. Celtics fall big here. If you like what you saw, even if you didn't, come join us again. We definitely want to do these, even though Celtics got absolutely manhandled on the road tonight. They're going to come get a few days rest, hopefully come back with Jaylen Brown, hopefully come back Josh Richardson, maybe even Bruno Fernando. Yeah, he might not get a lot of minutes, but you'd like to add a little bit of bench depth back to the team as they approach home. But I'm Justin Lowe. That's my co-host, Rob. Thank you for joining us again. No post-game show tonight, but we'll be right back at it for, is it Celtics Warriors coming up?
Celtics Bucks.
Celtics Bucks, which is an even bigger game, Eastern Conference opponent. So we will be back pre-game, post-game, maybe even play-by-play. We'll see. But we had a lot of fun with this. I'm Justin. That's Rob. Take care, guys. And, hey, I know they lost, but